And as I said in the demo, you need to create a Hugging Face account. I have already created account, and as I told you, they will give you 10 cents so you can use it. And you need to create a token. You need to go to settings, and inside settings you have tokens, and you need to create a token, give it a name, and create a token. And once created, you will have your token here. So copy it and paste it here inside the inf file. Let's go to our inf file, and here you need to paste it. Okay, let's add here name. Let's give it name Hugging Face token, and paste it here. Okay, so paste your own Hugging Face token. I will add my own later here. Okay, now let's move to the next we need to add a new controller. So this controller will send the prompt. So let's add here PHP artisan make controller, and let's call it agent controller. Hit enter, and we are done. Let's go to our agent controller. Here what we have the first and only function that we have here. We have only one, which is send prompt to AI assistant. So let's define our function, public function, name it, let's name it send prompt, and we need to use here the request, and the request or the function, or using the request, we will get the prompt from front end, which is the one that the user has chosen, this one, and we can use the request prompt, because the name of the field is prompt. Next, what we need to replace, as I told you in the first or the demo of this course, that we will replace the friend name that we have here. Friend name, we will replace it with the contact name. Okay, and to do that, we need to define a variable. Let's call it field prompt, and we use the str replace, which is the PHP method, and we give it what we want to replace. We want to replace the friend name, which is this. So let's so I think we can't copy. Okay, let's write it. Friend name. We replace the friend name with the contact name, and we can get it also from form using the request contact name inside the prompts. Okay, so inside the prompts that we have received, this one that we have here, we replace the friend name, which is what we have here inside our prompts, with the contact that we have received from the form, which is the contact that the user has chosen. Okay, next, what we need to do, we need to find the contact. So we need to check if the contact exists or not first before we send. So check if contact exists. Let's first guess the contact using the model contact, and we check where the name is equal to the request name that we have here. You can make the name also unique if you want to avoid that two contacts have the same name. Okay, you can make the name unique as the email. Okay, and we get the first. Let's get the first. And what else we need? Now we need to check if we don't have a contact. What we need to do, we do a return to the route, and the route in our case is home, and we need to send an error message with error, and error in our case is contact not found. Okay, next what we have, now we have the contact. We need to send the request to the Hugging Face. Let's define here a response, which is the response that we will get from Hugging Face, and we used HTTP to call our API with the headers. So we use the method with headers, and it takes an array, and array has authorization. So we need to send authorization, and authorization will be the bearer. So bearer, we need the bearer with token, and we concatenate it with token, and token will be inside env, as we have seen. Inside env we have here the Hugging Face token. Can use it here. Okay, next what we need, let's add also the content type, and content type in our case will be application slash JSON. So the application here is uppercase. Application slash, where is the A? Application slash JSON, and that's all. Next, what we need to add with option or options method. If we don't do this, we will get an error, and error will tell us that you need to use SSL. Okay, so to remove the SSL, we need to use here verify. I will show you later. I will remove this later, and I will show you the error. If we don't add I will show you the error. Where is the false? If we don't add the verify false. Next, what we need to do, we need to post. Now we need to send the request, which is post, and we need to use the API routes that Hugging Face give us. We can use HTTPS, and we have the router, and the router dot Hugging. You can find this inside the docs. So this link, router.huggingface.co/v1/chat/compilations. Okay, you can find this route inside, or this link inside the docs, and we need to provide an array. So let's go here. We need array. Why we have commands here? We need array, and this array, let's remove the space from here. This array has the model that we will use, and in our case we will use the model which is OpenAI /GPT OSS -120B fastest. Okay, as I told you, you will find these two links inside the docs. Now we have the model that we need to use. Next, we need the messages. So what are the messages that we will send to our model? So we have the messages, and the messages is also an array that takes another array, and here we have the role, and the role here is the user. We have system and user, so I did not add system, so I will use only system. Just tells our model that he will work, for example, as an email assistant. Okay, so I did not add it. I will add the role user, and user will send contents, and content in our case is the prompt. That's the user has sent. Okay, which is not the prompt but the field prompt, which is the one that we have replaced friend name with contact name. Okay, next, what we have now, we have the role and content. Next, we need to add two other keys. Let's move down. First one is the max tokens, and here we give it 300, or let's give it only 200. And we need the temperature, and here we give it let's give it 0.7, and that's all. Next, we have now the response. We need to get the data from the response, and to get, let's add here. So what is wrong here? I think let's change the language. So here the data is, or we can get the data from the response that we have, and the response we can use the JSON to get the data from the response. Okay. Next, what we need to get the message, because the response here will contain the message that we have seen, that we have sent here, this one, which is this one, this message that we have here. So we'll get it from the response. And to get the message, let's define here a variable. Let's call it AI message, and we get it using the data, and the data has k, which is choices. The data is an array, and we get the choices, and we get index 1, and we access again the messages, or the message k, and the message has the contents. Okay, if we don't have, we send null, and if we have null, we need to display an error to our user, like we have done here. Let's copy this one and paste it here. So if no AI message, which means that we got here null, which means that we don't have the choices, and the choices doesn't have index 0, and index 0 doesn't have the message, and the message doesn't have the contents. Okay, in our case here, let's tell our user that something went wrong. Try again later. Okay, I think here let's add also a dot here. Next, what we need, now we have the AI message. All we need to do is to send the email. Let's here generate an email, PHP artisan make mail, and let's give it the name send email, or AI email, and hit enter. Now we are done. Now we can use it. We can use the mail class and the to method, and we send to the contact email. Okay, the contact that we have found. This one that we have here, we use his email. Let's paste here and change it to email. And what else we have here? We have send method and we give it new EI email class and we give it AI message. Okay, this is the message that we will send to the contact. Finally, we forgot. So we have the session. We need to forgot so not get, but forget. We need to forget contact name. So we remove the contact name and prompts from our session. Finally, we return a success message. Okay, let's copy and paste. So here, let's change it to success, and here to message sent successfully. Okay, now we have our function. What we need, before we move to the form, we need to import what we have here. So the first thing, we need to import the model, which is models, which is the contact, which is inside the app models. Next, we need to import the HTTP, the HTTP class. You can get it from Illuminate, support, facades, and HTTP. Okay. Same thing for the mail. So from Illuminate, support, facades, mail. And finally, we need also the class email, that we have added, which is, so it will be inside app mail. And we need, so what is the name? The name is AI email. If we go to our, let's go to our, here is the mail and here is the AI email. Okay, so we need to use it later. We will use it. So I think that's all. That's what we need. We need contact. We need the AI email. And what else? We need HTTP and the mail. So that's all. Next, what we need, let's say first. Now, as I said, we have our function, which is send prompt. So next we need to add the route. So the user, when he clicks on submit button inside the form that we'll add later, he can send the chosen prompt to the chosen contact that he has chosen here. Okay.